of things have happened in other political regimes. Yes, they have happened, but there is no systematic pattern that emerges. We have a minister of culture who goes to this Dadri, whatever the name of the village, and says this is an accident. A man has been lynched to death. This can't be an accident. He has not been crushed under a... You must be remembering the famous utterance of a Prime Minister that when he was reminded of the Gujarat riots, he said, no, I was very unhappy. If you are going in a car and a little puppy gets crushed, you feel sad. So similarly, a minister of culture is now saying that this was an accident. He says that the road which was named after Abdul Kalam is justified because although a Muslim, he was a nationalist. As if all Muslims are not necessarily nationalists. For that matter, all Hindus are not nationalists. Being a nationalist is not one of the good things in the world to be. But even if, for the sake of argument, you grant that, to make these, and these are remarks being made by ministers. There is a member of parliament who says that Hindu wives should produce 4 children. He's a member of parliament. He's elected. And he is a sadhu or whatever. So this creates an ethos of bans. Ban this, ban that. An ethos in which you are suspicious if you are holding either a minority religion or a minority opinion or a minority belief. Thirdly, an ethos is being created in which people, in India today we have groups which get hurt. A group of people. These are hurt feelings people. All of a sudden something hurts their feelings, and it's a very interesting pattern. The pattern is at first this little group will start a campaign that such and such book or such and such film or such and such play or whatever it is hurts our feelings. And now they will create it, and then the state governments would be persuaded to impose a ban. Now that is how the... Another thing which is interesting happening in the polity of India at the moment is politicians and ministers, etc., will make all the politically correct statements, constitutionally defensible statements. No damage will be tolerated to the secular fabric of India, for instance, said the finance minister. And act in a manner in which this violation keeps on taking place and you keep quiet. So while you are making the necessary politically correct statement, on the ground you are not acting. We have a Prime Minister who luckily is very loquacious, vocal. He speaks on all issues that come up. Here are these issues about which he keeps quiet. And when he came to speak on Dadri, it was a banal statement. To keep on saying that the responsibility lies with the state governments. Yes, but have you sent an advisory to the state governments on these issues? Have you asked them why haven't you acted? Because that is within your right to do so. And you keep on doing it on other matters. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a scenario in which we are functioning It is not as if this is happening only in India. There are other countries in which this is happening. In fact, one can say that violence on the grounds of religion is becoming a very ominous presence on the world scene. It is not merely India where this is going berserk. All religions have turned violent in some form or other. So, but that does not justify, because while there might be other possibilities and other occurrences taking place, it is important for India not to succumb at this moment to these forces. It is important for India to keep its own traditions alive. And these traditions are traditions, I keep on repeating again and again, of plurality, openness, respect for difference, and dissent. India had been a civilization at one time where people from various religions prosecuted in their countries took refuge. That's how the Parsis came, that's how some of the Armenian Christians came, that's how many such communities had come. And India was the heaven, India was the place where they took refuge. Now, India cannot turn its own people, or some segment of its own people, to become refugees in its own land, in their own homes and hearths. This will be the defeat of India. This would be, then India would not worsen. India would not be worthy of being proud of. Your biological accident of being born in India is not enough. You have to inherit the civilizational values of India. And these values, and I'm not the first proponent of those values have existed. They have existed in many different forms. Today the difficulty is that most things that are being done, which are contrary to Hindu religion and to other religions, are being done in the name of these religions. That is a matter of great pity. I have said this in Ottawa to some people, that we have a large number of these spiritual leaders which have sprung up from nowhere. All kinds of babas and swamis or what you have, and they appear on the television and this, that, and the other. Their, of course, spirituality is highly suspicious and their wisdom is shallow. But every once in a while, one of them gets arrested for complicity in murder, for complicity in rape, complicity in some form of violence or the other. And at that point when this happens, I feel spiritually very happy. It is a mean pleasure, no doubt. I don't deny that somebody getting arrested and you feeling happy. That's a mean pleasure. But I do allow myself such meanness when you are faced with such flagrant misinterpretation of your spirituality, your religion, your beliefs, your values, etc. We have to, India faces the biggest challenge not from anybody else, but from itself. But as people must remember that no polity, no politics, no state, no forces for the time being in position can destroy this very assiduously built fabric of India, that India will ultimately triumph because the people will see to it that it should. As writers, we can only wish that this happens. Thank you very much.
美味しそう。